Do girls care about body count?
There's no one in this bathroom besides this one guy, and he walks out with 7 other girls in the men's bathroom.
Would you let your boyfriend, let's say of 2 years, get a hall pass for $1 million? What's going on, you guys? Episode 3 of the Everyday Saturday Show, where every day feels like a Saturday. I'm here with my co-host.
Hi, I'm Abby.
She's going to be on the pod today. She's going to talk a lot about advice for you guys, my men out there, and most importantly, exposing all those secrets that we want to know about women that we don't know. So Abby is going to blow the top off on all of the girls' secrets that girls hide from us guys. Isn't that right, Abby?
He's totally right.
Let's get into it. Pretty basic question we're going to start off with, but how can a guy know that a girl's interested in them?
I think this is like, you have to know kind of when to spot it. But body language is a big thing, especially with girls. Like, I don't think girls really ever just come out and say, like, oh, I'm interested anymore. Like, unless you get to that certain point. So it's definitely body language, especially like in a girl's eyes, you can always tell. Like, there's just this certain thing. I know for a fact that I do it. And like, it is a topic of conversation all the time with me and my like friends. We'll just talk about it. But there is just a certain thing that girls do when they like a guy with their eyes. And it's just, I don't know. That's like my biggest giveaway. And you just have to know how to spot it. And just like also if she's like reciprocating conversation, if she like genuinely seems like she's giving kind of like the effort you're putting in back, then like you'll know.
Okay, so is this eye look a stare or a glance? What is it?
It's just, I don't know. It's kind of like a mix of both. Like when she's talking to you, like you'll kind of be able to see it. Like, I don't know. Like when I like a guy personally, like I'll catch myself doing it. Like I don't do it really on purpose. Like I don't sit there and go, oh, I'm gonna look at him like this now. It's just kind of like a thing. But like, it sometimes ends up just being like a thing where like you'll talk and you'll be talking to him and it's just like you can kind of feel it. It's like almost like I don't know, like a glare, but not like a mean glare.
You could feel like
if that makes any sense.
You could feel like the aura kind of seeping through it. Okay, so eye contact. So our guys look into her eyes, not in a creepy way, but like check out the eyes and make sure that, you know, she's...
He like freaks out and can't hold the eye contact. You know you got her. Like, because like if a girl's sitting there, like she'll like start it, but if a girl sits there and then you like reciprocate it and she can't hold it and she just like freaks out, like that's usually a sign that she's like into you. Yeah. If that makes sense.
Got it. That was awesome. Okay, so yeah, just look in the eyes, guys. Simple as that. What clothing items do girls absolutely love?
I think that's like a personal like preference kind of thing.
What do you hear the most? What is every girl? What's this one thing that every girl raves about? There's got to be something that like all girls have an agreement on that is attractive.
From conversations that like I have that like collectively me and my friends agree on is like when a guy just like in general knows how to like dress for an occasion. Like things that like we kind of like I just used to like rave about is like when a guy will wear like that. It's so simple, but it's like it's just if they do it right, it's so hot. But like if they can wear like those like not like incredibly baggy, but like the like baggy jeans with like a simple t-shirt, good shoe game, like they look clean cut. Like I feel like that is always so.
What kind of shoes?
Obviously, like I love any kind of like Nike Dunk, Nike Jordans. Like I love those. Really just like, and it doesn't even have to be like I love those kinds of shoes, but like if they just know how to match the shoe with the outfit correctly, it's just like, okay. Like if they're not, it's like if they're wearing white Air Forces all the time, which I'm seeing so many guys do lately, like you can dress Air Forces, but like they're not like, I don't know why they're such a big thing right now because they just don't like, they don't do anything. You need some creative.
I feel like Air Forces are super like 2019, 2018. That's maybe like that's like the last time I ever wore Air Forces.
No, literally, like I can't do the Air Force Dame anymore. Like, oh, guys, like they'll come to me and like I don't know. It's instantly more attractive when a guy knows how to like piece his outfit together.
Okay, so you just like guys that can throw a fit together.
Yeah.
So is there any like just specific pieces like a type of shirt or shorts or pants?
Okay, personally, I love like the tight, like fitted t-shirts. Like especially when they're like fit. I love those. Um, I love jeans. I think jeans go with everything. But I also love like jeans and tight t-shirts are like my two things in nice shoes, good shoes. And then everything else is just like that's like your base. And everything else, if they put on top of it, like that's on them. But
Got it.
those are the kind of I'm like, yes. And quarter zips. I love quarter zips. I don't know why I love quarter zips, but I love quarter zips.
Okay. So let's say there's a stick figure right here. Dress them up. Perfect outfit right here.
Okay. Um, I say
Start.
like
Do you want a hat on the head?
I love hats. I love hats.
What kind of hat are you putting on them?
Like just like a regularly ball cap.
Like a baseball cap?
Yeah.
Okay. Baseball cap.
Yeah. A basic like actually I don't know, it depends. I'd probably say like a graphic tee, but not like insanely graphic if that makes sense. Like a graphic tee and then like some nice jeans
Okay.
and like some like Nike like Dunks or Jordans, like very baseline put together, if that makes sense.
Awesome. What is a perfect first ideal date spot?
Well, if I'm thinking like off the top of my head, I'd say like there's one in Columbus, it's called Chuy's, and it's like this is a Mexican restaurant and it's like nice, but it's not like too nice, but it's not like gross either. Like I think it's so nice. And then always a good like I can't think of a specific one, but like a steakhouse that's not like crazy expensive because there are those Davidas, like you can find some. But like steakhouses are always good options because you can like find one that's not too incredibly expensive and you can go and it can be like a dressy thing, it can be a casual thing. Like you can have good combos. Like that's always a good option.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Why did I forget about Cheesecake Factory? That's so embarrassing. I love Cheesecake Factory. That is a good option. Yeah. Cheesecake Factory is always a good option too.
That's
Anything like that. I put a lot of like menu options too. Because girls are not going to tell you on the first date. Well, some girls will, like I would, but not every girl is going to tell you like, "Oh, I don't like this," or "Oh, I like this." Like they're not going to be like straight up because like they don't want to like piss you off or like be weird. Like, so I don't know, but anything with like a lot of menu options or like a good like drink menu. Oh my god, yes.
a good drink menu. Like a variety of drinks.
Like yeah, like Cheesecake Factory has a good drink menu.
Mm-hmm. Do girls care about body count?
That's up to the girl. I think most girls would sit back and like say yes, they do. But I think when it comes down to it, it's more like how I think it's more about when you find out like what it is, if that makes sense. Like if a girl finds out in the beginning that a guy has like this crazy amount of bodies, they're probably gonna be like, I'm good. I mean, unless she has the same, then she can't really say anything. But if you're like already like so far into like talking to this person or you've been just like dating this person and then you find it out and whether it's a high number or a low number, if it's a low number, great. But if it's a high number, I guess it can kind of get a little complicated from there because like you're already so into this person, you've already kind of built up this connection and now you're like, so it kind of depends on when you find out. But I think most girls would say like, yes, we care.
Okay. You're talking to a girl. You've already hung out with her. The guy asked to hang the first time. Should the guy ask again to hang the next time, or should he wait on the girl?
I think if you feel like it went well, I think you should ask. Like, unless you have this vibe where it's like, I can't really tell how she's feeling, then it probably didn't go well, and you probably should just move on.
Like,
But if you like feel,
would you ever ask to hang out with a
I
guy?
felt like Yeah, I felt like it went well. I'd be like, okay, when are we hanging out again?
Okay.
But then again, some girls don't do that. It's like a 50-50.
I feel like a lot of guys don't really they feel like they don't want to like push it too much, you know? They don't want to ask multiple times to hang, which is totally fair. But I feel like let's say you do hang out with a girl and then you ask her to hang again and she says she's busy or she can't. How do you know it's she's actually busy and she can't, or it's she's busy, she doesn't want to see you again?
It's kind of obvious. I feel like you'll just be able to know. Like if she just texts and she's like, "Oh, like sorry, I can't. I'm busy tonight," and there's like that's it. Like that's the explanation. She just doesn't want to see you. But if she's like, "Hey, I'm really sorry," like, and she shows that genuine, like, "I'm really sorry," like, "I do want to see you, but I have this going on," and she gives you like, I mean, she doesn't have to go into crazy detail, but if she gives you like, "Oh, I have to study for a test," or "I have homework," or "I have a family at my dinner," whatever it is, whatever the situation may be, if she gives you those like little details, that makes the difference on whether or not like you'll be able to tell like, oh, she's not actually busy versus like, oh, she's busy.
Okay. So detailed explanation means that she actually probably wants to hang. She just can't.
Yeah, if she straight up just says, "Sorry, no, I can't, I'm busy," like she just doesn't want to see you.
Okay. Thoughts on getting with people in the club?
Like one night stands.
I wouldn't say that it could lead to that, but I mean like in the club, like making out in the club on the dance floor.
Oh, personally, no. I if I see like a guy or even a girl doing that, like when I go out, I'm just instantly like, no, like ew. Like I don't want to see that. Like it's fine if you're like talking to a guy or like a guy's talking to a girl and like there's like flirting and whatnot. But the second I look over and I see other people doing that, like in my head, I'm like, okay, if I think that about them, other people would probably think the same thing about me. And it's also bad because then you go later and like you hear all this stuff. Like you're just like, say you go to like try and talk onto a girl, you know that girl is gonna try and find stuff out about you.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. And then she hears like, oh, he made out with so and so at the bar, or like, oh, he was doing this at the bar or at the club or whatever. She's instantly gonna be like it's a turn off.
Yeah.
Like, oh, like what? No, don't do that. So no, I wouldn't even, don't do it.
Don't do it.
Okay, here's one thing that really bothers me. So, okay, if you find a girl interesting and you show her that interest, like whether it's through Snap or anything, and then you're just like, something happens, you meet a new person, you just don't find this girl interesting anymore, like, don't just like go like ghost. Like, somehow, some way let her know, because if she's flirting back with you, like, and you just like stop showing that interest, you just like it's just straight up just like it just shows not a good side of you, I guess.
Yeah.
Like there's I don't know why people do it. They just like because girls do it too. Like they'll just ghost people because they don't want to handle their confrontation. Just like you are such like more of a mature person if you can be like, hey, look, like I met somebody else, or hey, look, like I just don't think like we connect very well. Like just let her know because it is so annoying when a guy is like he'll be snapping you every day. He's like saying like, "Oh, you're so pretty." Like, "Oh, when can I take you out?" Oh, like all of this stuff. And then he'll either just stop snapping you and you're like, "Okay, what the heck?" Or he'll keep snapping you, but he won't continue being that way. He'll just like shut everything off. And you're just like, and then you'll try to like like I've done it before. Like you'll try to like start a conversation and like he's just so uninterested and you're like, okay, what just happened? Don't waste the girl's time. Just be like, hey, this is the situation. Apologize, like take it or leave it, you know, like
Be upfront.
yeah. I guess a big one for me is like guys, especially like in this generation, are so afraid to like this is gonna sound bad, but like be a man. Like they're so afraid to like hold the door open. They're afraid to like just like do those like I guess you could call them like chivalrous things that like aren't cool anymore. Like I get so mad when I see girls like on TikTok or on Instagram just like ranting about, or even just my friends, like ranting about how their boyfriend will be like, oh, like, I paid for dinner last time. Can you pay this time? Like, no. Like, in some of you, I'm like, I like that, like, traditional, like, you're the man. Like, you, in a relationship, you're the guy, you're the man. Like, be the man. Like, don't, like, literally, guys are starting to act like women. Like, and I just find it so unattractive when I meet a guy and, like you'll go out and like they don't come up and approach you anymore and be like, hey, how are you? Like, I thought you're gorgeous. It's just like, hey, what's your snap? And that's it. And then they go talk to like 10 other girls that same night.
Yeah.
If you see a girl and you go up to her at the bar, you better know, like, she's gonna be watching you the rest of the night. Like, she's gonna be like, okay, well, he just asked you for my snap. What is he doing now?
Yeah.
And if she watches you go up to like a crazy amount of other girls, she's gonna be like, okay, he is not a man, that's a boy. And that's like the biggest thing is like, if you want to get in a relationship with a girl, if you find a girl and you're like, oh, like, I really like this girl, show her by being a man. Like, be the protector, be like the guy that like takes her out on actual dates, like, show her why you are different, if that makes sense.
Craziest like thing you've seen in college? Do you have like a good story for that?
One time, we have one bar at the school I go to, and it's called the O's. And it's like half club, half bar. I never go anymore because it's so bad. But there was one time that I did go. Me and my friends, like, we were walking through the hallway. The men's bathroom door like swings open like really hard. There's no one in this bathroom besides this one guy. One guy. And he walks out with 7 other girls in the men's bathroom.
No.
I don't know.
No.
We counted too because after like the third one came out, we were like, what is going on? Because like I said, this hallway is super small. So when you kind of start walking into it, if there's other people coming towards you, you kind of just have to stop and wait until they go by so that you can keep going. So when that door came open and they all came out, it was very obvious that something had been going on. And, and it was like 1, 2, 3. And then I looked at my girlfriend and I was like, what in the hell is going on? We counted. It was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then just like the guy had already walked out. We were just like, I was in the men's bathroom.
Dude ran a 1v7.
Yeah, it was, I don't even,
Did you
that's
know any
probably like,
Did you know any of the girls?
I knew one, but like,
Did you ask her what that was about ever?
oh yeah. I asked her, this was on a Saturday, and I asked her that Monday because we had a class together. That's how I knew her.
What did she tell
I
you?
was like, what was going on Saturday? Like, are you okay? And she's like, what are you talking about? And I was like, well, I saw you walk out, which I knew who the guy was. I didn't like know him, but I knew who he was. And I was like, well, I saw you walk out with so-and-so and like 6 other girls in the guy's bathroom. She was like, oh my God, you saw that? I was like, what about it? I was like, everyone saw it. I was like, look, I'm not judging you. I just want to know if like you're good. Like, what happened? She's like, I shouldn't really have to tell you that. Like, she wasn't being mean. She was just like, I don't think I really have to tell you. I think you already know. And I was like, so yeah, that's the craziest thing I've ever seen. Like, I've seen some crazy shit, but
That's pretty crazy.
What is cheating? Like, what is it?
What is cheating? I mean, like, cheating, it's anything that is you interacting with another person in an intimate way.
Exactly.
Like, it's cheating isn't just a physical thing. I'm not saying like just because you're in a relationship to be mean to other people, you still like be a nice person, be respectful. But like if you're saying flirty things and like don't ask what, because you know what, like don't play stupid. You know you know the difference between you being nice and you being a flirtist. So just anything like flirting, any of that, it I don't just mean like saying what's up, having a conversation. So that's not cheating. That's not flirting. But if you're calling other people cute and attractive, and oh you look, and I wouldn't say those words that you look cute, if you're calling anybody else those words besides your girlfriend or boyfriend, that's cheating.
1,000%. I'm glad you think that. That's what I think.
Yeah.
Cause this guy like was talking to this girl on his phone and saying like this girl asked him if he was like down to fuck. And
Yep. Truly.
yeah, and he was like, "Whoa, I didn't know you were like that," and like saying all this stuff back to her. He's like, "Well, yeah, I'm down. I'm glad we're on the same page." And then she caught his ass and she showed him like, "I know what you've been saying to her. Like, I want to know the story." He's like, "Well, nothing's happened yet. Like, we haven't. Nothing physical has happened. So like, I'm not cheating on you."
That's
No,
that's
you are. Yeah. Okay. I wanted to. I'm so glad. Okay. I'm glad that we're on the same page with that.
that is for sure.
It was some people were like, no, she didn't something physical. No, it's not.
But I'm not like at the. It's definitely like because some people call like talking to other girls and guys and being nice cheating too. That's not cheating. Like people overreact too. But like if you're asking other people to fuck, that's cheating.
Oh, that's how
That's cheating.
another thing, like something else that pisses me off, and I think is so disrespectful in a relationship, it is like when there's issues in a relationship, like you're fighting, you're like arguing and whatnot, or whatever, and like the guy or the girl will go when they'll go talk to like another girl about it. Like whether like I don't care if it's their like cousin, like I don't care. But like when they just go talk to like their girl best friend about relationship problems that like say I'm dating a guy that like we're having, absolutely not. I find it so disrespectful. Like, and that goes for like in grown too. If like I was dating a guy and I went and talked to like another guy or a friend about the issues I was having with my boyfriend, like you know what's going on in the back of that other guy's or girl's head. Like
Yeah.
they're literally sitting there and going, oh, they're gonna use that like for their own benefit. Like I hate that.
Would you let your boyfriend, let's say of 2 years, get a hall pass for $1 million?
Like I got $1 million or he got $1 million.
You'd get the 1 million, but like he gets the hall pass. You get the 1 million and he gets the hall
No.
pass. No.
No.
You're turning that down?
I mean if it's like that serious, no, I could never. Like if I'm like if okay, if you're saying 2 years, no, honestly at any point, but 2 years especially, if I've been that person that long, obviously there's like something that I've not like if I had that in the back of my head, like, oh my god, I gave him a whole pass, like, yeah, I got $1 million, but like he fucked another girl. Like I could not.
Couldn't do it.
It would be like it would be in the back of my head all the time because the thing that I learned, and you can correct me if I'm wrong because you're a guy, but the thing that I learned with like guys in general is like once they do it once, they're gonna keep doing it.
Yeah.
Like whether it's with the same person or with multiple different girls, like it's like they do it once, and like I gave a guy another chance one time, and that was the first and last time I ever gave a guy like a second chance because like once they do it once, they do it again. So it's like I could not. That'd just be in the back of my head. I'd be like, oh yeah, I got $1 million, but what's it worth if he just keeps doing it now? Like,
Do you believe once a cheater, always a cheater?
yeah, 1,000%. Especially like with the situations I've seen like in college and like things like that. I'm like, okay, well, like I know that people can change, and I have seen some like relationships where like the guy or the girl has cheated and it's ended up working out, but it's so rare. And even in those relationships, there's still major issues, and it takes so long to like fully rebuild that trust. So like, I fully believe like once a cheater, always a cheater. Do not try and fuck on the first date. Don't do it. Like unless you and this girl like that was your plan all along and you both agreed to it and it was like, which I'm not a fan of one night stands, but if that's what you're doing, you do you. But please don't try if it wasn't already agreed upon, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I feel like if you're smart, you're not going to even try and bring that up if you're trying to take this girl out. But then again, some people aren't that smart. But please don't. Do not try and get a girl. Like, don't ask to fuck on a first date. That's so, like, embarrassing for you. Don't do it.
Yeah. And I feel like it takes the genuine aspect out of it. Like you can't really think like that's a genuine connection if you fuck in the first date. Like I'm not hating on it. Like if that's your thing, that's your thing, you know. But it's not genuine. Don't try and say it's genuine because it's not genuine if you're hitting a home run on the first night. Not gonna lie.
It's not. It ruins the entire thing because then, like, you go on another date, or maybe you go on another date, and if you do, it's just not the same. There's no connection that you've built like at all. You barely know this person,
Yeah.
so it's just don't do it. Girls tend to like always imagine the worst case scenario, like when it comes to being with somebody. So like if you say like are talking to a girl and especially long distance, this really goes for long distance people. But like if you're talking to a girl, you're dating a girl and you go to like I don't know, you have to work or you have class or something, but you're just not answering her or something, like this is one of like God knows how many problems there are with communication issues. But just like let her know because girls like tend to just sit there and go, he's with another girl. Like that's their first reaction is he's with another girl or he's doing something he shouldn't be doing. Like he knows that would upset me. So just like girls tend to imagine that. So just like try and communicate clearly like, hey, this is what's going on. I just want to let you know, like I won't answer for a few hours or this or that or whatever. Like if you have, because this is a big one. Sometimes there are like group projects in college, especially, and you get paired up in a group with like another girl. And I've been in a situation before where I was in a group with another guy and we all met up. But the first two there were me and that other guy for our like group project. And the first thing somebody did was text the guy I was with at that time and say, I saw Abby with this guy, but that's not what was going on. And that was on me because I just totally forgot to tell him, like, hey, I'm in this group with like this guy and like it's a group project, there's four of us. And it just happened to only be me and him before the other two girls got there. He was the only guy in the group.
I see it.
So yeah, so it's like it's things like that. Like you just have to communicate clearly. Like I've learned big lessons from like clear communication because if you can't communicate clearly, you're never gonna have like a successful relationship.
Yeah. Agreed.
Girls like really tend to like never actually come out and like say what they want. They'll usually just like hint at it. Like something that I know that I'll do sometimes. I'm not with anyone right now, but if I was, like I've never been one to just come out and be like, I want you to take me here, or I want you to do this, or I want whatever. Like I won't ever come out and just say that because like girls hate to sound needy, I guess. But they'll usually hit at it and be like, oh, like my friend's boyfriend did this, or oh my gosh, did you see this? I really want this, or like things like that, or like, oh, look at this TikTok. She's showing it to you because she wants that from you.
Yeah.
Like, but you want to ask for it because sometimes when girls like, when they feel like they feel like if they ask for it, it has less meaning to it, which it is kind of true. Like, girls don't like to ask for things because it takes the meaningfulness away from it. So I think that's important.
Just be assertive.
Yeah.
Is it mandatory for relationships to have sexual interactions?
I don't think it's mandatory, no. I think relationships can be successful, like, without, and that's a conversation for, like, what comes down to that. Like,
Yeah.
now, if you're, like, in the beginning of a relationship and it's decided, like, one person wants this, one person wants that, and, like, you guys have gone on, like, one date, that's something. Like, for some people, it's like, no, like, I need it. Like, that, like, they need that, like, that kind of physical connection with somebody. But I think if it's like, I definitely don't think it's mandatory because I've definitely seen relationships where like they just like, one of my friends randomly just decided one day that she's waiting until marriage, and it was out of nowhere because she had had a boyfriend before and she was not, but she literally just was like, no, I'm done, like, and she stuck to it, and the relationship she's in now with the guy she's with is like probably the healthiest relationship I've ever seen. So like,
yeah, it's totally like possible, and I don't think it's required or like mandatory at all.
Do you have anything that you want to share from the woman brain for any more guys?
Woman brain. Just be a good human. Like, I find it so attractive when a guy can just like do the simple things like be just be a good human. Ugh. Like, I love when guys will just do like little things, like especially out in public where it's like, oh, you see someone like, I don't know, drop something and they pick it up for them and they tell them to have a nice day, or like holding the door open for just random people because it's just a nice thing to do. Like, that kind of stuff to me is so attractive. It's just like showing like their true character when they're not trying to impress you. Like, you can literally try to impress me all you want, but the second I see your true colors come through, I'm gonna be done. Like, if it's bad. But if you can show me from the get-go, like, just be genuine from like that first like interaction and my first impression of you was like, oh, he's a genuine person. Like, it's, yeah, I think most girls can agree, like, when they just can see that a guy is a good person, like, it's makes them 10 times more attractive.
Got it. Awesome. All right, you guys, that wraps up episode 3 of the Everyday Saturday show, where every day feels like a Saturday. Abby, thank you so much for coming on the pod and spilling a lot of secrets that women hide from guys every single day. And for my guys, I hope you guys took something away from this video. Show some love in the comments for Abby. Her socials will be linked to. Abby, any final comments you'd want to say before episode 3 officially is over?
Thank you for having me, and I hope that I can help you guys out.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Abby. We will see you guys in the next episode. Episode 3 is coming to a close. Thank you guys. Drop a like, comment, subscribe, all that corny shit. We will see you guys in the next video. Peace.